Being a woman is about being a whole package. You have to be a fairy and you have to be fair. You have to be courageous and you have to be vulnerable. Because a lot of times in society, women get to play different roles. STEM education, science, technology, engineering and maths. These are some of the most demanded subjects in the computer era. Because they fuel so much of industry, but that doesn't mean that the other industries are not thriving. The question is, this area has now become a choice, at least in the academic world for women. But as young mothers, if we have daughters and they want to pursue engineering, I think we should now start encouraging them. If we have sisters, we should start supporting them. Because even in the corporate world, which is the world that I know most of with my experience, STEM education, science, technology, engineering and maths is opening up doors. Technology is so universal, it will cover everything. I think even fashion, in terms of technology, it covers that as well. So yes, education is important, but there are worlds out there where we can kind of thrive and blossom even without formal education, provided we have grit, determination and courage. And that brings me to you, Shania. You come from the industry which is from the outside very glamorous. It looks very structured, it looks very organized, at least in the 21st century. But I still feel that there is a huge amount of gender bias even in that industry. And it doesn't only come in terms of what is the salary like, what is the payout structure between men and women, but even otherwise, right? Is that industry supportive of women, or is that industry violating of women in a lot of ways? What has been your view about the industry in general?
So, unfortunately, that industry is very, there's a lot of gender bias, definitely. Male models are paid more. Unless you become a female model who's doing a lot of shows and who's an opening model or the showstopper, or then of course are paid very well, more than the male models. But initially to start out, it's very difficult. It's not safe for sure. That's why the first thing, I was very lucky that I got a break because I got a pageant and Logan Byrne found me, so I had his hand on my head. And I signed a contract with Magna Publications. So my work was much, once you win a pageant, then it's a different route, it's much easier. But I also signed on with an agency called Matrix in Bombay, which is India's #1 agency. They handle celebrities primarily. They handle Katrina Kaif and Kareena Kapoor and Salman Khan and Alia Bhatt. And they started a modeling division. So when I joined, they had just started out with the modeling division and they had like a handful of models. So mostly pageant winners, Stemna Miss India and stuff like that. And I was lucky because I was a pageant winner, I got in. So my work became much easier when I had the force of Reshma Shetty, who's thrown off Matrix, and Salman Khan also has a partnership there. So I had their hands on my head, so I was very lucky. But nevertheless, I did have to struggle a lot. I did go for auditions. I actually also got a film called Pyar Ka Panchnama, Part 2, directed by somebody called Love Ranjan. I was opposite an actor called Kartik Aaryan. He's come up quite a bit now. And I had a couple of experiences. I was on board for 3 months. I did the script reading, the rehearsals, the dance classes, everything. And there were certain scenes in the film that I was not comfortable with, and the director kept adding more and more scenes, and I kept saying no, and eventually it came to a point where I was extremely uncomfortable, and I said I'll have to back out of the film. So I did, but the director and the producer, the team was very young, they were very nice people. The producer was very, very sweet. He tried to explain to me and he said that it's going to be great for your career and don't do this and just... but somewhere, something inside just didn't feel right also about the whole atmosphere. I wasn't getting very good vibes in the third month. I don't want to talk about that actually, but so I decided. I took a call. I called up my parents. They were in Delhi, and I called them up in the middle of the night, and I told my mom I'm not doing the film. She was very disappointed, but she said, "We support you. Whatever you want to do." So I broke the contract and I quit the film. But that's when I decided that because even in that film, girls are stereotyped. Again, like you said, how is it? There is a gender bias. So that's when I decided that I will direct. I will make the films that I want, no matter how much time it takes.
You true to your values is sometimes very important.
Absolutely.
And it takes a lot of courage to walk away from a movie that has been your dream at one point.
Yeah.
But I salute you for taking that way, Shanaya, of being courageous and being true to your values. We cannot succeed if our personal values are in conflict with our professional paths.
Absolutely.
I strongly believe
Absolutely.
that. Because what happens in your industry is the things that you mentioned. In our industry, in the corporate world, there's a whole lot of point in our time, in our careers, where your integrity is checked.
Right.
You feel that your integrity is being compromised. You're offered bribes, you're asked to be tempted to do wrong things. And when your personal value is in conflict with your professional ask, the time to think, pause, and maybe take a course correction is important. I'm glad that you took the courage to do that. So what was it like to be a woman in STEM education at a time when that wasn't